another thing that we work to do is create chapters, and those are our state-based organizations that, I'm not going to talk too much about them, but we have 6 and there's more on the horizon. When you work with our chapters, you're also working with us. There's an automatic affiliation between the chapters and the national organization. And so really what we're here to do, the reason we're here is we want to help connect you to the reuse community, become part of it, work with your reuse organizations locally. So one of the things that we're looking to do is raise awareness. And one of the kind of interesting things that's happened just recently that we're trying to get out there is in previous EPA models, when they were talking about waste management, they said it only accounted for about 13% of greenhouse gas emissions. But now they have a new system called the life cycle analysis, and that has stated that the provision of goods and accounts for 42%. So when you're talking about manufacturing something, transporting it, using it, and disposing it, that's 42%. And we want reuse to be a big part of that puzzle so that if more people reuse things, there's less GHG. We're also looking to help change behavior. And we want people to understand that when they practice green materials management, they're having a positive effect on the environment, the economy, and their society. So we're really looking to tell people that materials are resources, not waste. It's not waste until it's wasted, which a colleague of mine is fond of saying. So some of the things that we're looking to do to help this is we are actually working with EFC and Finger Lakes Reuse to put together a Reuse It guide. We have a website that will be coming up called iChooseToReuse.org, and this will be a way for the public to connect with our members. They'll put in which materials they have, what their location is, and it'll tell you what members can assist them. And we're looking at different labeling and movements that are out there, whether it's bring your own bag, I'm not a plastic bag. There's thinking outside the bottle in terms of reusables and refillables. Reuse certifications like Volkswagen Certified Pre-Loved. Certainly the greenest products are ones that already exist. And something I believe I mentioned at the top was that reuse is the original green collar job. Now this kind of stat tends to wow people a little, so I just want to share it very quickly and then I'll wrap up. And if you take 10,000 tons of material and you incinerate it, you create 1 job. If you landfill it, you create 6. If you recycle it, it's 36, which is phenomenal. But if you reuse it, you create anywhere from 28 to 296 jobs. And that depends on the materials that you're reusing. So the potential for impact here is phenomenal. So I'm going to skip through our chapter discussion, but some of the ways that you can be involved and get engaged with the Reuse Alliance, obviously become a member, sign up for our newsletter. Please do follow us on social media outlets, help get the message out. Join our discussion forums. If you become a dues-paying member, you're eligible for our Master Reuser program. And if you have time and you're interested and there's not a chapter in your state, consider organizing one. Okay. Evan, can you skip through to what's next for the Reuse Alliance, and then I'll do that really quickly?
Sure.
This information, Evan will be putting all the PowerPoints up, so it just gives an outline of what some of the work the chapters are doing and how to connect with them. So what's next for us? Some of the things we're talking about doing is adding what we call a reuse advocate module to our Master Reuser program. We're looking to develop a regional coordinator corps so we can really cover more of the U.S. in an efficient way. We're looking to expand the data standards that we're creating right now in Minnesota, and we'd like to do one on the East Coast and West Coast in the effort to create a national one. We're continuing to advocate for the addition of reuse categories in EPA WARM, the I Choose to Reuse, and the National Reuse Day, which I mentioned earlier. This is the link to the petition we have that's going to the U.S. Senate Committee on the Environment, so please do sign that. And that is it for me. So as I said, we'll have these websites and all the information afterwards, so you can refer back to them. And please do stay in touch. My information is right here. It's MaryEllen at reusealliance.org and our social media outlets.
Great. Thank you very much, MaryEllen.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the presentation. It's a great overview. And I also, encourage any of you who can to get out to the next Reuse Connects. I believe that's coming up next year.
364 days from now.
Yeah, so that's, I went to the last one, and it really is a fantastic experience. So thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Liz Freed. Liz is a program manager with the Environmental Finance Center at the University of Maryland. She currently manages Sustainable Maryland Certified, which is a sustainability certification program for Maryland's 157 municipalities. She also manages Maryland's Clean Car Clinic program. But today, she will be speaking about online reuse marketplaces, specifically AgTrader, which is another program of the Maryland EFC. So I'm just going to give Liz control of the presentation so that she can forward her slides. And there you go. Liz, take it away.
Great. Thank you, Evan. As Evan mentioned, I'm a program manager with the Environmental Finance Center at the University of Maryland, and we are one of 10 EFCs located at universities around the country. And Evan approached us about presenting because he knew we had established an online exchange several years ago. Okay, let me...
Waiting for the slide to advance?
Yes.
There, I'll do that for you.
Okay, great. In 2008, our director, Joanne Thoreau, who had an agricultural background and previously worked with USDA, thought that an online exchange would work well for our Maryland farmers by giving them a no-cost, easily accessible venue to trade, sell, give away unwanted items. They could also use the exchange to sell their goods, and so Maryland Agricultural Exchange, or AgTrader, was established. Next slide. Thanks, Evan. As you see here, this is a screenshot of some of the listings on the AgTrader site, and you'll note that there are quite a variety of agricultural items, from black walnuts to compost worms. Next slide, please. We have found that AgTrader works because, for one, it's free. It's easy to update. It's easy to use online for the farmers because it requires only a short registration and minimal updating. It complements our existing state programs, and it's completely up to the buyer and seller to work out the terms of the exchange, which eliminating the payment function cuts down on the cost of site development, and it also eliminates liability issues. And lastly, there's minimal staff oversight required. Next slide, please. Just to give you some background on how AgTrader was funded initially. In year one, there was an initial investment of about $2,500 to establish the website. And in year two, we received funding from several sources to update the AgTrader site, launch its sister site, Maryland Online Farmers Market, also known as Food Trader, and we also used some of that money to market the sites to farmers and consumers. Next slide, please. Great, thanks. As I mentioned, EFC also hosts AgTrader's sister site, Maryland Online Farmers Market, which is a virtual farmers market meant to connect individual consumers with farmers to enable them to get fresh produce. And you'll note we feature an area for donations on the site, which is denoted by the red arrow. So people who have, or farmers or entities that have things to donate can go on there, and then folks who are looking for contributions or things can go and check our donation site as well. I also wanted to make note of a similar site. This reusable materials exchange established by Benton County in the city of Richland in Washington State is similar to the AgTrader site. It uses the same web designer, iWasteNot, but it offers a wide variety of items, from household items to tires to clothing. You'll note that on the screenshot here.